Hello, I'm Beth and welcome to my channel, Mindful Yoga. For this video, I'm going to teach you a relaxing technique called progressive muscle relaxation. I'm both a yoga teacher and a clinical psychologist, and I use this strategy in my yoga classes and with my therapy clients. It's something that anyone can learn. It's great for feelings of tension in the body, and because we have some concentration as well, it will also help the mind to settle, have benefit to reducing overthinking, reducing running thoughts, just make you feel more overall relaxed. It's a great strategy to do before bed, especially since we're going to be lying down for this practice. Now, you don't need any props. I have a pillow here for my head, a blanket for under my knees. Grab whatever you need to feel comfortable lying, and then join me on the floor. Okay, so we're here on the floor. Hopefully you found a position that is comfortable for you. And if you have a pillow, you might want to make sure that it's placed so that your chin is angled just a bit down toward your chest. This will actually help to enhance the relaxation effect. I'm going to start by tuning into the breath. The breath is helpful to us as we go through the relaxation component. So I encourage you to place your hands somewhere on your body, perhaps over the abdomen or lower ribs, maybe the chest. Take a moment to notice maybe 2 or 3 in and out breaths. Your hands help give you feedback, noticing where you can feel the movement of the breath. As you continue to notice and focus on the breath, allow the exhales to be even a bit more soft, even a bit more of a release. So as we go through this progressive muscle relaxation practice, which is also sometimes called paired relaxation, we're going to be alternately tensing parts of the body. We're going to work from the feet up to the top of the head. And then we'll be releasing and relaxing those body parts. So we hold the tension for just a few seconds. And then when we release, that's when we invite in that long, slow exhale. And before we start, notice just a few more breaths. Notice how maybe you inhale with a natural inhale, and you can allow your exhale to be long and slow. So during this practice, you can keep your hands resting on your body if you'd like. You can also have them down by your side, palms up or down. And then my eyes are closed. Yours can be too if you feel comfortable closing your eyes. If you leave them open, let your gaze be soft, unfocused. Okay, we will start with the feet. So first take your awareness to your feet, maybe wiggle your toes around. And then we're going to tense both feet at the same time by flexing them, maybe lifting them or lifting your heels off the mat or the floor, tightening as much as possible, perhaps scrunching your toes a little bit, enough that that doesn't cause any kind of cramping. Hold for another moment, and then let your feet go, perhaps even letting them just flop down. You can breathe an audible breath with a sigh out the mouth as you breathe out. And let your feet completely release back into gravity, back toward the floor. We'll move up the legs to the shins and the calves. As you tense that part, you might find your feet tensing again, and that is completely fine. So let your feet raise a little bit if that feels like it helps you to start feeling the tension in your lower calves, your shins,
You're squeezing as much as possible those muscles. If you're contracting those muscles, that might not be anything much to see. Hold for another moment and then let that go. Again, let your lower legs simply flop open. Allow your exhale to be long, and if you'd like to do that with a sigh out, breathe in and then let out. So next we'll move to the upper legs, the quad muscles on the front, the hamstring muscles on the back. I'm actually going to bend my knees for this section. If you're using a prop under the knees, you can place your feet on those, and you can play around with whether it feels better to raise your feet or lower them. But the idea is we want to squeeze the upper muscles. So feel as if you're drawing your quad muscles up toward your hips. You're contracting the backs of your legs, pulling everything in toward the bone, clenching as much as you can in that area for another breath or two. And then release it. If your knees were up, they can flop open. You can bring your legs back to the original position if they were stretched out. And we take a moment after tensing. This is the release. We notice maybe the lower body now feels a little heavier against the floor. Before we move on, take a moment to notice the parts of the lower body that are receiving gravity and being gently encouraged to melt more into the ground. So next we're going to go to this pelvis area, the abdomen, the hips, even the buttocks area. And so you'll think about clenching everything in. You might feel that idea of drawing your stomach muscles together, your front hip bones together as you squeeze with your muscles of your glutes as well. So let's go ahead and squeeze all of that. Feel your abdomen maybe scoop a little bit. Notice those front hip points trying to draw together. Clench with your buttocks in the back for one more moment. And then let all of that go. Really let your whole pelvis, your hip girdle relax against the mat. Be a little bit heavier. If when you release and relax, your body feels the urge to scooch around a little bit to get more comfortable, more restful, you can do that. Continue with those long exhales. So we tense for a few moments and then really focus on the feelings of letting go, releasing. We'll go more into the center of the torso, the upper abdomen area, up into the chest. You still might feel the lower areas clench as well. That's fine. We're going to feel as if we are taking everything in the middle up to upper back and let that be tense and tight. So when you're ready, tense across your chest. Maybe draw your shoulder blades a little bit underneath you to tense across your upper back. Feel all that tighten for another moment. Let it go. If you wish, you can take a hand to your chest for a moment. Feel the in and out breath there. Sense a long exhale. Now we'll go to the hands. We'll start with the hands isolated first, and then we'll do the hands with the arms as a whole. Like we did with your toes, take a moment to wiggle your fingers, feel your hands, and we're going to clench them into fists. So as you're ready, take both hands, clench them into tight fists. Feel that clenching. You might feel it into your forearms for a moment. Release, spread your fingers wide, let your hands flop back down to the mat. And then we'll do the same thing. You're going to clench your wrists, your hands, your forearms again, this time letting that tension go all the way up to your upper arms, to your shoulders. I like to lift my arms a little bit to start to feel that. When you're ready, clench your hands, maybe flex your biceps a little bit. Encourage as much tension to come into the whole arms for just a moment. Let all that go. Again, you might rearrange your arms a little bit to let them be completely released into your mat or the floor or the bed. Next, we're going to do the shoulders, and you might feel a little bit of arm movement there. It's all connected. So as you're ready, scrunch your shoulders toward your ears, tighten maybe into your upper back. Maybe you clench your hands again, your fists for a moment. One more little clench. Let that go. And as you release with your shoulders, think about letting your shoulders melt both more down, more into the floor, and maybe even scooch your elbows a little further away so that your shoulders relax. A little bit more distance between your ears and your shoulders. We'll take a moment to do the neck, and this will feel a little strange because we're going to do a little neck flex. So you're going to lift your head slightly off of whatever it's resting on, and we'll hold this for just a brief flex. So as you're ready, lift your head, let your neck muscles be really tense for just a moment, clench in that whole area. Release and settle your head back down. If you're using a pillow or a prop, readjust so your chin can have a comfortable tuck toward your chest. On your exhales, let your head be even heavier back toward the mat. And then we'll finish with our face. We're going to tense and scrunch up all of the muscles of the face. Sometimes doing just this area can produce a lot of relaxation for the body. So as you're ready, start to tense up those facial muscles. Draw your eyebrows together. Make a little pucker face with your jaw. Wriggle your nose tight. Hold all that for another moment. Let go. Release. Feel the sense of your eyebrows spreading further apart. Your cheeks melting, softening, perhaps even opening your mouth a little bit, letting your jaw release. So that was the last body part, but we'll finish by taking the whole body into just a brief tension. So you'll squeeze everything at once and then relax everything completely. All right, for one last moment, squeeze everything at once. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Let go. And again, readjust. You might rock a little bit to let your shoulders settle more on the ground. Continue with the long, complete exhales. Notice if there's any part of your body that still has some lingering tension, any lingering grip or muscle action. Draw your mind there to encourage that part to be a little softer, a little heavier, a little more relaxed. Return your attention to your breathing. Natural breath in through the nose. Long breath out through the nose or sighing it out through the mouth. Anytime your attention is distracted, go back to your body. Encourage places to be a little softer. Refocus on your smooth, long exhale. Stay as long as you'd like. If you're moving into sleep and want to do another practice, you can try one of the sleep practices I listed. You could also move from here into a mindfulness meditation practice. Whatever you do next, I hope you're able to maintain this sense of softness, of calm in your body and your mind. And have a peaceful, quiet rest of your day.